You're not entirely wrong, but you are a little bit misguided, and it's not your fault. Just from your perspective, you've never had issues progressing, you've never had issues tracking because you're someone who pushes yourself hard. However, as a fitness coach, I've worked with a lot of different people, and there are simply people who just don't push themselves. When I worked in person for 3.5 years as a personal trainer, there were some clients that I had that simply would just stop before they would ever push themselves hard. If I said to do 10 reps, they'd do 9 and they'd say I couldn't get any more. So sometimes you have to do a little bit of mental trickery with them where you say that they did 10 last week, even though they only did 9, they end up getting 9 or 8, and it's more than what you would have expected out of them when in reality they didn't get that much before. So for people who can just not track and progress, that's awesome. But like I've said, I've worked with people who if they don't track, they will not push themselves. That tracking is a ability to keep yourself accountable and to make sure you're pushing yourself hard because you're progressing. So if it works for you, don't track. You don't need to. But for most people, they probably should, especially when they get started with lifting, because they simply just don't have the ability to push themselves that hard without tracking it and having that number in mind.